This one is tough for me, and it's really frustrating. I can't imagine how frustrating it is for Yak Gotti, his mother, his family, Doug Weinstein, after all the work he put in going 1-0 in criminal cases, Kayla Bumpus. I mean, everybody involved in this has to be so frustrated because it is official that Yak Gotti's bond has been denied. Now we're going to get a little bit into the why, what happened, why they're saying this is necessary. A lot of you may have seen the video that we posted yesterday, and we got to hear Judge McBurney being somewhat in shock, along with Kayla in the courtroom, along with Max Sharp, who was there just hanging out. And Judge McBurney said, well, it looks like, according to the probation officer, that there is a pending warrant for Yak Gotti's arrest. What? Now, no one found out about it until the day of his hearing, until the moment he was in his hearing. There's a lot of confusion in the courtroom. Kayla said, Judge, I don't understand what's going on here. I don't know why this is an issue now for something that happened in the past, but we're going to look into it and we're going to figure it out. As y'all know, Yak Gotti, he was unfortunately sent back to jail until this was figured out. And Judge McBurney said he was just going to put everything on hold. Well, as of yesterday, late yesterday afternoon, Judge McBurney did make an official decision. What does it say here? In the Superior Court of Fulton County, the state of Georgia, Diamante Kendrick versus the state of Georgia. This case came before the court for consideration of bond. Having considered the record and the relevant bond factors, the court now hereby orders that, of course, bond is denied for the following reasons. It's rough, man. Does the defendant possess a significant risk of fleeing the jurisdiction of the court or failing to appear in court when required? No, they don't have an issue with that. Here's what they do have an issue with. Defendant possesses a significant threat or danger to any persons, the community, or any property in the community. What? And again, Judge McBurney is going to base this off of the statement that came from the state where they're saying, hey, he had these things happen back in 2015. He's having these issues while he was in jail. He had a shank. Someone stole Yak Gotti's commissary. I'm not sure exactly what it was. He had some things stolen from him. And according to the state, they got him on camera saying, I got to do what I got to do to make sure that this doesn't continue to happen. So Yak Gotti, he went and attacked someone allegedly. And that was the reason that he's being charged with aggravated battery and aggravated assault. Also the riot in a penal institution, which we heard is really easy to get charged with. I mean, if you and another person get into an argument with somebody else, I mean, that could be considered a riot. So really some BS charges there. And that's the main reason that Judge McBurney is saying, oh, well, we can't give him the bond. And also, what else did they have on him? Defendant possesses a significant risk of committing a felony pending trial. Again, that's up to his discretion. I don't see where he's getting it from. And I don't think he necessarily ruled this because these things are true. I don't think Judge McBurney is saying he didn't have a choice because of this warrant that just appeared out of thin air. And we're going to get to the warrant here in a second. Also, shout out to Thugger Daily for all this information. You can go follow Thugger Daily on X, and also have a link to Thugger Daily's X account in the description. It says the defendant has an active probation warrant in criminal action 15, and it has the number there, premised on the charges in this case. And then they have it attached. They have the warrant attached here. Until that probation warrant is resolved, bond is not appropriate in this matter, which it feels like he could have just put this statement in there and left out the other stuff. Because, I mean, come on. Yeah, guys, this stuff happened 10 years ago. And other than him defending himself in prison, what else is there to show that this is the case? So it's ordered on this day, the 18th of December, which was yesterday afternoon by Judge Robert McBurney. All right, let's look at this warrant and see what's going on here. State of Georgia versus Diamante Kendrick, Fulton County. Original offenses, conspiracy, and then they have all these listed here, which I can't read because the font's too small, but y'all know the deal. To the sheriff of the above named county or other law enforcement officers of the state. Under authority of the Georgia Statewide Probation Act, you are hereby commanded to take the body of Diamante Kendrick. Ooh, why do they say it like that? Jeez. And safely keep him until he has returned to this court, there to answer to the charge in violation of the following conditions of probation: violation of a criminal law, which would be the fights he's gotten into in jail, unfortunately. Probationer is charged with violation of said conditions in willful disregard of a court order, specifically as follows. The defendant was arrested on March 17th, 2024 by Fulton County Sheriff's Office for 4 counts of unauthorized possession of a prohibited item by an inmate, cell phone. The defendant was arrested on June 20th, 2024 by Fulton County Sheriff's Office for aggravated assault, as we know, defending himself. Now, here comes the interesting part. The interesting part is the dates here. So this was sworn to and subscribed by community supervision officer, probation officer, who we got to hear from the other day, 12/18/2024. And then we have Judge Leftridge signing this yesterday as well. But then we don't have a date that it was issued. Why is this? And how could this be the case that we don't have a date that is issued on? I find this very strange, very peculiar. And we don't even know when on the 18th this came to be. It seems like what happened is this piece of paper, just like this, even without the judge's signature, because how could the judge give a signature if Judge McBurney was just finding out about it? And he just handed this to him and said, hey, Judge McBurney, this guy, he's got a warrant out. See, here's a warrant right here. We don't even know when this was issued. Are we supposed to assume that it was issued that same day, which would be even more corrupt and more insane, in my opinion? Obviously, we know Yak Gotti was found innocent on all charges. He was on the charge of RICO, and then he had a murder charge he was facing in the YSL trial. Both of those are gone. Now it seems like this is just some petty move to try and make him pay for being found not guilty, which is unfortunate. It's not surprising considering the DA that we're talking about here and this office and how they run things. The even more sad thing about this is what Kathy Russin said over from Law and Crime. We just found out this morning. She says Diamante Kendrick, aka Yak Gotti, is on the calendar for January 8th of 2025. Which means that he's going to be in jail for nearly another month. Let's see what today's date is, the 19th. So he's going to be in there 1 week, 2 weeks, about 3 weeks. He's got to be in jail. He's not going to be able to celebrate New Year's with his family, even though he just beat a murder charge and a RICO charge. He's not going to be there to celebrate New Year's. So another 3 weeks he has to sit in jail. Not only that, but for these charges, he could be facing up to 6 years in prison, which is insane. Beating all these charges just to be facing more charges. Not only that, but the charges that he's looking at facing, the only reason he's facing these charges is because he was in jail for a crime that he didn't commit. This is just so sad. Total BS. Y'all, please, please, please say a prayer for Yak Gotti, because he shouldn't have to deal with this, especially considering, I know jail politics don't count when it comes to the law, but he was there trying to defend himself, trying to survive in this jail that we know, according to the Department of Justice, is corrupt. And now he's having to deal with this. So he's going to have a plea and arraignment on the 8th. Of course, you know, we're going to be covering it here. I'm not sure who's going to be representing them on that. I just would assume that it's still going to be Caleb. So I know she'll be giving some updates on that too. And I'll keep you guys posted. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments, in the chat. Very, 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 very sad. And y'all pray for Yak Gotti, man.